How's everyone doing? Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 tips for business on all the major social media sites. If you don't understand something I say, by all means ask a question, but if you have a specific question for your Facebook page or your business, if you could hold it to the end, because we're a little crunched for time. But I also wanted to tell you that breakfast is still out. I'm all about the bacon, so. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do today this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about blogs, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Foursquare, and 5 business tips for each. Angela's handing out the handout. Oh, I'm talking fast. So I want to just give you a brief kind of a overview of social media so you understand the perspective we're coming from, and then we'll hit all of those topics. So one of the ways I like to describe social media and what it gives to business owners is it gives you reach, because it has overtaken webmail as the biggest activity online now is social media. Webmail being people checking their Gmail, their Yahoo, all of that stuff. It gives you relationships. Social media is all about personal connections. You know, my Facebook friends are my friends because we're friends. And that peer-to-peer contact is how they get exposed to businesses that I may fan on Facebook. And then relevance. Obviously, I'll just use Facebook again as an example. I'm only going to follow people on Twitter, friend people on Facebook, follow businesses on Facebook that are relevant to me. So where in the past, marketing was just blasting your message out to anyone and hoping someone would hear you, social media gives you that relevance. Okay, as of earlier this week, these are the top 20 sites on the web based on, can everyone see, or am I standing right in front of you? Based on traffic, and I bold the social media sites, so Facebook's number 2, YouTube's number 3. Blogger and WordPress are hosted blogging sites. That does not take into account people like me who have blog on my own site. Twitter, LinkedIn is actually 26, but it gets to be on the slide. So, and then we'll just do, there's social media stats for days, and you know, really, you just want to know what it means for your business, so we won't go through all of them. But this was a study done for Business Week magazine last year. If you look at the total U.S. population, 305 million, those people in the U.S. who are online, that's 187 million, and of those, 110 million, and this was last year, so it's more, are social networking services users. So that's 60% of online users in the U.S. using social media network. The key point from this is that they only counted people who had used a social network in the past month. So if you have a LinkedIn profile and you haven't logged on, you didn't count, right? So that number, the 60%, is probably much, much higher. But those are people who are active. I was making a point to make it clear that social networking is just part of your marketing strategy. You have overall marketing strategy, which includes traditional marketing and online marketing. The pieces of online marketing are search, social marketing, email marketing, and this is very important, a website that converts visitors. If you have a website and you're driving everyone to your website, but your website is not doing what you want them to do, you're wasting all the effort getting them there. So you need to decide what's the purpose of your website. Is it to sign up for your newsletter? If you have a low-dollar retail item, is it just for them to buy? Is it for them to call you? If your purpose of your website is for them to call you, which I had a client earlier this week, that was the purpose we decided, and their phone number was in the footer at the bottom. If the purpose is to get that call, the biggest thing on the website should be the phone number, right? And the great thing about the internet is that there are analytics to track all of the above so you know if what you're doing is working for you. In creating your own strategy for your business, these are some of the things you want to look at. All of the available networks, where are your customers? If your customers are baby boomers, are you going to be on MySpace? Probably not, right? So where are your customers? Decide on your overall strategy, and that is social media in general. So do you have a Facebook personal page? Maybe yes. Is that different from your professional presence on Facebook? It should be. But because social media is personal, you kind of have to make sure you know how to balance that. I have 4 Twitter accounts, so I keep it pretty separate, right? What can you do? So my famous example is, if you can't write, don't blog, right? What can you do? What fits in your life? If you have an iPhone. I have a client who's a baker who makes great cakes. He has an iPhone. Okay, so he can take a picture and upload it to his Facebook page. That's easy, right? He can do that. It fits in his normal life. He's not spending all his time doing social media, but he's using it in the course of his regular business day. And how does it fit into your overall plan? Okay, and then this is very important. These are all of the Chamber's social media links. So they have a Facebook page. They're on Twitter. This, if you tweet about the Chamber, we want you to use hashtag DRCC. If you don't understand that, we'll talk later. There's a LinkedIn group. We have a YouTube channel, and there's Foursquare. We're going to talk about all of those today. But you should definitely connect with the Chamber so that you can connect with other Chamber members through those different venues. All right. Blog. Dun, da, da. There are 126 blogs, a million blogs on the internet. I believe it's the best bang for your buck marketing because it is extremely search engine friendly. When I do my search engine optimization seminar, everything that I tell you to do for your website, blogs do naturally. Right? It's naturally keyword heavy. You're talking about, you're giving fresh content. You're talking about whatever you're assuming, whatever your target market would be interested in. It's easy to share content on your blog because you might say something, you know, compelling that someone would want to share. It leads to authority. If I'm blogging about small business marketing efforts, then people are going to start to think I might know what I'm talking about. And it's, I think, especially beneficial for professional services. If you're a professional service, I think blogging is especially beneficial for you because you are your service. Does that mean that retail people can't blog? Absolutely not. It just means, I think, for that, in particular, that industry, it's especially beneficial. Okay, so my top 5 business blog tips. So when I sat down with Angela and Tom and we said, how are we going to do, I do a 90-minute social media overview followed by 7 90-minute sessions on each of these topics. That's 10 hours of content, or 12. How are we going to do that in 15 minutes? I said, how about if you asked me, if we had 1 minute, what would you tell me to do for a blog? What would you tell me for LinkedIn? That's where these 5 tips come from. So I'm not going to cover everything, obviously. But, and if you want to know why, you'll have to talk to me later because I don't have time. We're just going to go through them. So number 1, it should be part of your website. It shouldn't be hosted on Blogger or WordPress. It should be your domain /blog. You should post at least 1 time a week if you're blogging. The length of your post and how often you post depends on your readership. What do they expect? I operate in the social media space. That's not who I blog to. I blog to you guys. But people who I read, they're expected to post every day. I mean, it's changing. They got to keep us up with what's going on. And strive for consistency. So, and do not put a blog on your website and put 1 post and leave it. Please. Write ahead of time and schedule your posts. Right? We can schedule everything with social media. So don't post it at midnight. Schedule it to go the next day. And open the door for conversations through comments. Remember, social media is all about interaction. The overriding theme of my seminar series is becoming part of the conversation. So it's not just you telling us about you. You've got to participate in that community. And you can do that on your blog through comments. Facebook. 550 million users. It's great for visual businesses and services, right? Because videos and photos are so easy to upload and people can share. There's a better ROI right now for retail and B2C, but I always say this, so I quoted myself. Just like back when everyone has a website, everyone will have a Facebook page. Every business will have a Facebook page, but it's how you use it. Just like if you think about websites, some people have great websites, interactive, lead-generating websites. Some people have digital brochures, right? So it's all in what you do. Top 5 Facebook for business tips. Use a business page, not a personal profile. If you came last month, that's what I talked about at my little 5 minutes at my table. So why you should use a business page and not your personal profile. Check it at least once a day and respond to any comments. Right now, if you have a business page on Facebook, someone comments on it, you will not get an alert like you do on your personal account. So you need to check it. If you're trying to open the door for that conversation, you need to participate. So if someone responds to one of your posts, you don't want to wait 3 days to respond. You want to give people a reason to follow you. I have colleagues, some who are in the room, who said, I put up a fan page, I have 3 followers. Well, why am I going to follow you? Give me a reason, right? I like all of you. But why am I going to follow you? So Tom, with Cartridge World, can put a fan-only coupon on his site. Hint. Wink, I need ink. So that's a reason for me to follow him, right? I can like his page, I can print out the fan-only coupon, I'm happy, and I'm following him. So give people a reason. And maybe it's just that you're sharing information. You want to follow the chamber because we take pictures at events and put them up, so you need to follow to make sure that there's nothing embarrassing. You want to get at least 25 fans, and when you do that, you want to utilize a custom URL. That means you can then register facebook.com/your business name, okay? Because I'm sure you've seen people with Facebook links that are this long, that, 25 fans, you can do that. 25 people. Have all your siblings fan you to get to 25. And then you want to utilize Facebook search to look for brand mentions. So then as you start to build, you can use Facebook search, which searches any public Facebook posts and see if anybody's talking about you. So for Terry, that would be good, just Zango in general. People are looking for Zango. There's testimonials. There's no reason you can't comment on that, pull that testimonial to your page. You didn't sell them the Zango, but it's a testimonial for Zango. Does everyone understand that?